Welcome to the second annual ReelTok Awards. We have an incredible show in store for you today as we celebrate the amazing year in film that was 2023. We, of course, are your four co-hosts today, and we have the always lovely George Carmi, the ever so handsome coffee drinking Seth's Film Reviews, and the king of comedy himself, the Hawaiian shirt wearing man Cam Walsh, and of course, yours truly, Tyler C. Whitmore. We have a ton in store for you today to make this even bigger and better than last year's inaugural award show. Starting off with some breaking news. The ReelTok Podcast Twitter account broke a few days ago that Joe Coy has been removed as the host of the second annual ReelTok Awards, but we were able to get somebody on extremely short notice to kickstart our award show today. So without further ado, our intro.
Hi, I'm Stephen Anthony Lawrence, Beans from Disney Channel's Even Stevens, and welcome to the 2024 ReelTok Awards. Take it away, guys.
No way.
Thank you so much, Stephen Anthony Lawrence, for that electrifying message to kick us off today. Of course, this is our annual ReelTok Award show, but this is also ReelTok episode 70 of the podcast. We upload brand new episodes every single Monday with bonus episodes on Thursdays and Fridays called Real Quick. If you've been here for a while or if you're brand new here, please go to the description, check out all of our social media links and follow us. But most importantly, please subscribe if you are here on YouTube right now. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, and rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you are an audio listener. To kick off 2023, earlier last year, we hosted the first annual ReelTok Awards, seeing Aftersun win Best Picture and Austin Butler, Michelle Yeoh, Ke Kwan, and Carrie Condon as our acting award quartet.
I can't believe Austin Butler pulled that one off.
What do you mean? No, that's a deserved win.
Yeah, it's aged well. I think all of those, our awards have aged beautifully.
I think all of those.
And this year we hope to do the same. And as promised, this year is even bigger. We have 20 overall awards, so almost double of what we had last year. We collected over 3,000 voting ballots across social media, which is absolutely insane. And the awards voting was a mathematical combination of 4 ballots from all 4 of us hosts, the 3,000 voters on social media, and almost 100 patrons to come up with these 20 winners today. We promise we're almost there. We're almost ready to start announcing the winners. But first, we want to just take one last look back at the amazing year that was 2023 in film.
Gonna make me cry.
Run fast for your mother, run fast for your father, for your children, for your sisters and brothers. Leave all your loving behind. You can't carry it with you if you want to survive. The dark days are over now. The dark days are done. Can I hear the voices? Here they
Really amazing.
Good year. Very good year. Very good.
The song's
year.
always a
Good
banger.
year.
Never fails to disappoint.
Yeah, shout out Mateo for that. Just absolutely incredible.
And now a word from Cameron Walsh as he gives us some opening remarks and segues us into our first award of the day. Cam.
It's been a great year. It really has. And it's great to have everyone here. Really appreciate everyone watching and being here. Tonight, I wrote a little monologue for the occasion. So Oppenheimer is based on a 721-page Pulitzer Prize winner book about the Manhattan Project. And oh wait, shit, that's the other guys. My bad. That was the other guys. My fault. But seriously, really appreciate everyone being here tonight. We couldn't have done it without all the support, everyone watching. We had over 3,000 votes, as Tyler mentioned, and that's crazy. That's crazy numbers. That's like 1/3 the amount of movies that Tyler watched last year. Thank you. I see Seth in the crowd. Seth's looking great. Seth's smiling out there. You're always good to see. Love seeing Seth smile. I mean, he's got a grin on his face so big, you'd think it's a UFC fight night. It could be a Burger movie. Who knows? But lots of great episodes for the ReelTok podcast this year. Just an amazing 23. We dealt with a lot this year. We got family, we got jobs, we got obligations outside of the podcast. Yeah, we missed more episodes than we would like to. I mean, look at this summer. I basically cameoed on this pod like I was Gail Godot. She had 3 cameos in 2023. There's the joke. Great episode though. Like I said, happy to have everyone on the pod. And we almost had guests too. Like that would have been really exciting. We were really close to having guests. We were like this close to having Zack Snyder if George could have kept it in his pants. But fantastic show. We got a lot of good stuff for you. I appreciate you giving me this time, Tyler. But as always with things, we have a lot of good. And there was also a lot of bad from last year. This would get me canceled by the movie community. But, the movie making's hard. But so is being a single parent, a dual parent, a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, an engineer, a fitness instructor, a financial man, a restaurant worker. Life's hard. Jobs are hard. So guess what? We're going to hold some accountability here and nominate the worst picture of the year. So the nominees for worst picture were
Darren? Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Surprised to see me?
Yeah.
Good evening, Miss Wilder.
At
Late night?
midnight.
Call me Sophie. You have seen me naked.
I wasn't looking.
Well, now I'm offended. Night.
He was smiling like
Haunted Mansion.
This kind of thing. Exactly.
Is this the man who mugged you?
Wow. You just did that just now?
Five Nights at Freddy's. $65. Ghosted.
I'm the boyfriend.
I'm coming for you.
Heart of Stone.
Chance of success just plummeted.
Only because you've got no imagination.
Flamin' Hot.
Burns good or burns bad?
It burned good.
Skinamarink. And Fast 10.
and the winner of Worst Picture for 2023 ReelTok Awards is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, directed by Peyton Reed.
Oh no.
God. Undeserved. No.
So deserved.
I just think back to the meme Cam had a post almost a year ago at this point where it was like the guy facing the massive sword being like Cam defending Ant-Man saying it's not that bad. Us three saying it's the worst thing ever created.
Dude,
It's
the
not
dick
that bad.
monologue alone makes this a worthy winner. Seth, did you say undeserved when Skinamarink came up?
Yes.
Don't you give that a 1 star?
No, I give it a 2. It's like it's
Ah,
not in my
okay.
bottom 10. It's like just out. It's not.
Alright.
I mean, I didn't like it.
I mean, I'm the most Skinamarink pilled. It's not even in my bottom like 35. So you guys all need to get your games up.
The shit
It's a
is
1 star
ass.
for me, but it's not my bottom 35.
That's how many movies you watch. Stop watching so many movies.
Just
You
saying.
had that many 1 stars or half
Jesus
stars?
Christ.
Paul Rudd does not deserve this. Paul Rudd doesn't deserve it. It's simply him.
Jonathan
Oh,
Majors
no.
does deserve this, though.
Okay, yes.
Go
that's
big
fair.
time, big time.
2023 was a decent year for horror, all things considered. We had the return of some great franchises with The Saw and Evil Dead Rise. I think we also had some disturbing originals as well, like my personal favorite of the year, When Evil Lurks and Talk to Me. But obviously with horror, The good ones are 10 a penny, unfortunately. We had some rubbish like Five Nights at Freddy's, and in my opinion, the worst film of the year in general with The Exorcist Believer, but there were some great ones as well. So here are the nominees for the best horror film of 2023.
Evil Dead Rise.
Do it for mom and dad.
Knock at the Cabin.
Humanity has been judged.
It isn't real. This isn't real.
Talk to me.
Hey, don't let go. Do not let go. I can't look at it. You don't have to look at it. You don't have to look at it. Just say it. I can't. Say it. I let you in.
Someone coming?
Getting table.
I don't want to spend my
Thanksgiving.
life looking over my shoulder. We need to stop him.
When Evil Lurks.
That was the most horror Cam has watched in the year.
That shit was awful.
Years.
Those movies suck, man.
How dare you?
Oh.
So, the winner of the best horror movie of 2023 is Talk to Me.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
Kind of expected. My number 2 of the year anyway, so I'm happy with that. One of the best by far, and I did expect this, to be honest. I think it was one of the most
Thanksgiving
seen
snubbed.
as well.
That was a good category of nominees right there. I like that category of nominees.
There were some good picks.
Yeah.
Cam,
Yeah.
what was your favorite horror of the year based on the clips alone? Since that's pretty much all you saw.
I don't know. Evil Dead Rise kind of seems spooky. But Thanksgiving snubbed. Should have won. I think that was my number 1. I have no idea.
Funniest Movie Award. 2023 gave us many laughs and many laugh-out-loud moments. From Ryan Gosling's perfect comedic timing in Barbie to the dry and unexpected humor of Michael Fassbender in The Killer. This year, we were treated to some top-tier comedy from a wide range of films. Now, comedy is subjective, there is no doubt. So having over 3,000 ballots submitted to the ReelTok Awards this year helped us see a diverse range of films, leaving us with a wide variety of comedy in these 5 nominees.
Once the dead man is revived, you can
Dungeons
ask
and
him
Dragons.
5 questions,
Honor
at
Among
which point he will
Thieves.
die again, never to be re-revived.
Were you killed in the Battle of the Everhorse?
Yes.
4 more questions, right?
Yes.
No, that wasn't for you. Did that count as a question?
Yes.
Damn it. Only answer when I talk to you, okay?
Yes. Why did you say okay at the end of that? I didn't.
The Killer.
Stick to your plan. Forbid empathy. Simple. Yes.
I'm ready to
Barbie.
be your long-term, distance, low-commitment, casual girlfriend, if you'll still have me.
Could you just hold on for 1 second?
Oh, okay.
Sublime! I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that.
Oh. Please?
Okay.
Have you done something with your hair?
Maybe. Maybe not.
What are you doing all the way over there?
Keeping my knees warm.
Well, why don't you come over here and have a glass of gin?
Why don't you come over here, where it's all hot?
Oh, my Lord.
And Guardians of the Galaxy,
Push down on it.
Volume 3.
What? Push it down. I am pushing down on it. Push the button. It looks like you're pushing the keyhole.
The what?
There's a button under the handle. Press that in.
Okay. Now what?
Open the door.
That is a stupid design. And your instructions were very unclear.
I like those nominees, but the winner of the second annual ReelTok Award for the funniest movie of the year goes to Barbie.
Yeah.
No way. No way. Get out of here, man.
Yes.
The least funny on that nominees.
Oh, stop. That one surprised me though. Of all the winners,
on rewatch, it's funny.
It's funny.
So funny.
It is
man.
funny on rewatch.
Comedy. It is very funny on rewatch. Alan, so
Hilarious.
on rewatch. Like,
Yeah, I don't think it's the masterpiece they wanted it to be, but the comedy is one thing that did work for me for sure.
All
do
of
love
those
it.
nominees,
We do love
hilarious. Even the Killer, surprisingly, I'm happy the Killer got nominated. That was a 2 back-to-back good set of nominees right there.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, moving to best comic book movie in 2023. We had a ton of comic book movies last year, in a year that made it seem like comic book movies were no longer invincible like they once were. What reigned supreme in the comic book genre? Here are your nominees for the best comic book movies of the year.
Spider-Man always.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
If not for Uncle Ben, most of us wouldn't be here.
Enough talk.
Teenage
I dream
Mutant
about
Ninja
fighting every
Turtles.
night.
You've got a
Mutant
rage
Mayhem.
problem, right?
It's not a problem.
Whatever you can
Blue
imagine,
Beetle.
I can create.
Let's party.
Nice choice.
The Killer.
Are you ready?
And Guardians of the
For one
Galaxy.
last ride?
Volume 3.
We'll all fly away together into the forever and beautiful sky.
In a down year, a lot of great nominees still. But the winner at the 2023 ReelTok Awards for Best Comic Book Movie, accepting on their behalf will be me, is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, director Joaquin Dos Santos.
Big surprise.
Shout out
Big
that.
surprise.
Yeah. It's the best of the year. I think even if you don't think it's number one, you're at least saying it's top two.
I could have seen that award going.
Or top three.
Three different with 3,000 ballots. I could have seen that award going
That's
to Guardians or The Killer. Honestly,
There's
three like
deserved awards.
standouts.
But
there's
Spider-Verse,
three, like, standouts.
the number
is
one.
the number one for me.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Looking at the voting ballots, those are your top three, unsurprisingly.
I didn't think Blue Beetle.
People love TMNT though. People did
Right,
love
TMNT.
Oh yeah, people did. People did.
Not number
yeah,
one.
people did.
TMNT Loki could have been nominated for funniest film, and I wouldn't have been upset. That
I
shit
haven't
is
seen it.
hysterical.
Yeah, true.
The most important award of the show is for Best Production Assistant. That goes to Mateo Bekic. If you're enjoying the clips in this award show so far, and if you've recently seen our buffed up Instagram and TikTok over the past about month or so for this podcast, 100% possible thanks to Mateo's tireless efforts, brilliant work, making all these incredible clips, making sure we are looking the best we can. Thank you so much, Mateo. This ReelTok Award show would not have come together without you. And speaking of giving credit where credit is due, stunt work is still not awarded by the Oscars, and it wasn't awarded by us last year either. But when we see people throwing themselves down escalators in John Wick Chapter 4, the heart-stopping fight choreography of Extraction 2's 21-minute one-cut sequence, and Tom Cruise hurling himself off a cliff on his motorcycle, well, we figure it's finally time to give these stunt ensembles their proper flowers. The nominees for Best Stunt Ensembles are John Wick Chapter 4, Extraction 2, Creed 3. The Killer. And Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. And the ReelTok Award for Best Stunt Ensemble goes to John Wick Chapter 4, a very close margin. All of these feature incredible stunt work. I mean, John Wick 4, we all saw the clips of the escalator, what those stuntmen were doing. Absolutely insane. Looking back on it, before I even wrote the opening monologue, I forgot about Extraction 2's 21-minute one-cut sequence. And the fact that that's not even getting nominated by other bodies, kind of shameful. So shout out to them for that. The choreography that's to go on that is insane. But John Wick Chapter 4 is your winner for Best Stunt Ensemble. The first time we've awarded it at this award show. Much deserving. Much deserving.
My pick.
Costume design. These 5 movies are brought to beautiful life with their brilliant display of costumes. Stunning use of costumes that make our characters feel larger than life. This award gives well-deserved credit to those who bring to life characters and stories and in rich and gorgeous fashion. Those who make these movies delightful to look at. Costumes so well crafted, we feel well immersed with our characters. Here are the 5 nominees for Best Costume Design.
Jacqueline Duran, Barbie. Jacqueline West, Killers of the Flower Moon. Linda Hemming, Wonka. Holly Waddington, Poor Things. And Milena Canonero, Asteroid City.
Some great nominees. And the winner is Holly Waddington, Poor Things.
Yes! Love it. That's a great pick. That's a great pick.
Good win.
They were all really, that's a really good selection.
Yeah, that was a fantastic list of nominees.
For sure.
One of our biggest snubs this year, Napoleon costume design. That's a snub. But Poor Things, that's my pick out of the 5. That's a good win. That's a good win.
That's a good win.
Shout out Holly for that win. I love that every dress and outfit Emma Stone wore, she was just like, needs more shoulder poof.
Shoulder poof.
Every time. Every single one.
More
broader shoulders every single time.
Production design, one of the most overlooked things on a movie studio. Oh man, we might have a guest announcer coming in, but production design couldn't be done without the support of a lot of different people. Come on, Bob, you read off the nominees. You want to give your speech about anything? No? Okay. But truly can't do it without a huge group of people on set. And it's one of the most overlooked things in movies, and definitely in a very important one. So the 2023 nominees for Best Production Design are
Shauna Heath, Poor Things. Ruth DeYoung, Oppenheimer. Nathan Crowley, Wonka. Adam Stockhausen, Asteroid City. Sarah Greenwood, Barbie.
a lot of very, very deserving nominees this year. I think it's one of the most probably tight, close races for win.
I agree.
But the winner of Best Production Design at the 2023 ReelTok Awards is Barbie. Shout out Sarah Greenwood for Barbie.
Wow.
Yeah. This was my number one. I'm happy to see it.
I don't mind it. I mean, that list was, like Cam said, like one of the tightest. They were all,
dude, they were all amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have guessed Barbie would win that.
I would have guessed Asteroid City. Honestly, I was prepared.
I would have guessed
City.
I would have guessed Poor Things. To be honest, I think
Poor Things was the number two. I think even people who hate Barbie with a passion, because I know a lot in my personal life that literally think it's like a negative 100 out of 5. I don't think anyone can deny both the costumes and production design were definitely shining lights to the movie. I mean, this movie literally didn't like bankrupt the world's supply of pink paint. Like, this is all practical.
Like that.
That was a funny story when that came out. But yeah, I think Poor Things and Barbie have had incredible production design and costume design. So I kind of like that they ended up splitting the award 1 and 1 as opposed to a 2-0 sweep from either of them, because those were the 1 and 2s for each of the voting on each of those, but just flipped.
Good.
2023 was a year full of pleasing visual spectacles like Wes Anderson's incredibly intricate shots in Asteroid City or Yorgos Lanthimos's Poor Things, a film that you can pause at any moment and it will be one of the best frames of the last decade, or even grand historic epics like Oppenheimer or Killers of the Flower Moon. Here are the nominees for the best cinematography of 2023.
Robert Yeoman, Asteroid City. Eric Messerschmidt, Ferrari. Rodrigo Prieto, Killers of the Flower Moon. Robbie Ryan, Poor Things. Hoyt van Hoytema, Oppenheimer.
And the winner for Best Cinematography 2023 is Hoyt van Hoytema with Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Is
I
that
think,
Oppenheimer's
again,
first win?
Yeah, that's Oppenheimer's first win.
I think that similar to production design, just a very tight race. I will say, for me, biggest one that didn't get in would be like The Killer, but I think those 5, all of them, like, amazing in the room.
Ferrari is such a sneak there.
That's crazy.
I thought the cinematography was great. I don't think the visual effects were great, but I thought the shots were great.
But
Visual effects,
compared to
but
the other 4 movies, I think they're just so far ahead of. Oh my god!
I mean, Asteroid City could be a sneak because I mean, like people are saying, people on TikTok did it better than Wes Anderson.
People did it better. I would say my biggest disappointment from that category is when we showed Killers of the Flower Moon, we didn't use the picture, and that's probably
the looking up picture.
The looking up picture, yeah, we should have. That should just be every picture.
Yeah, instead of clips for Killers of the Flower Moon, it should always be the picture.
Just that
Best visual effects. This is a long intro. I apologize in advance, but I'm really proud of it. And now for the award for Best Visual Effects, an award dedicated to crediting those who bring our favorite movies to life with dazzling feats of both the practical and the computer-generated. From the ambitious use of explosives in Oppenheimer to the awe-inspiring new world brought to life in The Creator, this award celebrates the impossible. We celebrate the unthinkable. We celebrate the heroic efforts of those who make us believe in the unbelievable. An atomic bomb coming from the mouth of a great monster to a raccoon with enough emotion that makes any grown man cry, and Tom Cruise driving himself off a cliff. The possibilities are endless, and we are here to award the best in visual effects. Here are the nominees.
Godzilla -1. Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1. Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. Oppenheimer. The Creator.
That is a heavy-hitting bunch of nominees right there. But the winner of the second annual ReelTok Award for Best Visual Effects goes to Andrew Jackson, Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Good work.
Very deserving. Very deserving. Although I swear, that's a category I would not have been upset with any winner. Mm-hmm. As much as I love
wanted Godzilla -1.
This one was the closest between Godzilla and Oppenheimer in terms of, it's not actually the closest voting award, but it was very close between 1 and 2.
Just for the budget alone, I think
wanted
Godzilla. What they were able to do with the budget was just like, I mean, Oppenheimer was like my second anyway, but yeah.
I really wanted Godzilla as well.
I'm honestly surprised Godzilla was 2 over The Creator.
Yeah, I just don't think enough people saw The Creator because it probably flopped so hard.
Yeah, that's
more
fair.
people watch Godzilla.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny for Godzilla -1 when the budget came out at like 15 million, and then Takashi Yamazaki was like, actually, it's way less than that. And then we're all like, that's actually not something to brag about because we're wondering how many hours those visual effects people were.
Yeah.
But fun fact about visual effects for Godzilla -1, Takashi Yamazaki was the VFX supervisor. So he wrote, directed, and was the VFX supervisor.
That's awesome.
Which is a very rare
Crazy.
trio. So
shout out him, just as we're on this this tangent. Shout out him. He was at Lucasfilm the other day, with a screening of Godzilla -1.
Wow.
Could it be? Could it
Wow.
be?
Secret meeting?
Invited by Dave Filoni. Could it be? Just saying. Just saying. Animation is such an overlooked genre, or not genre, whatever you want to call it in film, but it is truly one of the most important types of medium that we can give in the filmmaking world. Had an amazing year in 2023 for animated picture. Here are the nominees for the best animated film in 2023.
Keeps telling me how
Spider-Man
my story
Across
is
the
supposed to
Spider-Verse.
go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Suzume. The Boy and the Heron.
Mona, smart, kind, and
Nimona.
sophisticated.
That guy just beat his armor! He beat his armor! Oh, I like where this is going.
Let's break stuff.
Promise
And Elemental.
You see? He likes it.
Big sneak.
I like Elemental, I'll say it. But great list of animated films this year. Probably not as tight of a race as most would want, but the winner for best animated film from the 2023 ReelTok Awards is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Again, I'm accepting for him. Two ReelTok Awards. Damn it.
Shout out Suzume for best title card of the year, though.
True.
No doubt.
That was so fire, and people still give it to Evil Dead Rise.
Oh,
was so good, man.
Wow, they're both
Evil
great.
Dead Rises was great, but then it just got beat to death on social media.
It did. You're not wrong. I didn't even see the movie, but I saw that title card more than anything else, I think.
That was one where before I even saw the movie, everyone was like, this title card will melt your face off. Like, it's the best thing I've seen. But yeah, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse winner, best animated film.
Hell yeah.
Deserving.
We're off to a scorching hot start on our second annual ReelTok Awards. But before we go any further, we just want to remind you to make sure to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube right now. Like the video, leave a comment. Are you enjoying these clips? Are you enjoying the award so far? What do you think of the winners, the losers, the snubs? Of course, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, we are doing video podcasts now on those. So you can see our beautiful faces in these clips on there as well. And make sure to leave us a rating. Rate us 5 stars. It means a lot to us. Hit that follow button on both Spotify and Apple. It really, really helps us out. And of course, all our social medias as well. We're posting daily on TikTok, Instagram, tweeting all the time. Letterbox, we're logging everything we're watching. So go check us out for sure. And now on to best original score. So now back to the awards. While they are called motion pictures, we all know films will be nothing without the sound and score painting the beautiful backdrop of each scene and igniting the mood. Whether we are hearing the music of Ludwig Göransson's score in Oppenheimer or transported to another magical world at the hands of Joe Hisashi's The Boy and the Heron score, the nominees for Best Original Score all did their part and more to make each film a holistic masterpiece. The nominees for Best Original Score are Daniel Pemberton, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Robbie Robertson, Killers of the Flower Moon. Ludwig Göransson, Oppenheimer. Takashi Sato, Godzilla -1. Joe Hisashi, The Boy and the Heron.
Dare I say the strongest category yet? I think they're
That's
all
a
perfect.
stacked
I
category.
think they're all perfect. Like any of them win. I don't care. That's so good.
And the
So
ReelTok
good.
Award goes to Ludwig Göransson, Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
Now-
even I,
Deserved.
even I
Any of
didn't
those
pick
I'd be happy with.
Spider-Verse on that one.
Mhm.
I'm
Great
happy to
scores,
have
great
that.
scores. Very
Shout
different
out
scores
Logan.
as well. Diverse list. I will say Göransson's win for Best Original Score, as well as Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse's win for Best Animated Films, were the only two of the entire award show complete consensus sweeps out of the 20 awards, where the 4 hosts, Patreon, and social media all voted these as the number one. So these
Wow.
2 categories we
Hell
just
yeah.
announced, the score and animated film, were the
Every
2
single
sweeps.
person.
Well, not every single person, but like the majority of social media, the majority of Patreon, and then all 4 of us is at number
okay.
1. And the majorities were overwhelming for both categories. So Ludwig Göransson for Best Original Score, sweep
Deserved.
at the awards. Congratulations to him.
Deserved.
Best director. I mean, 2023 brought us so many films from so many great directors, true all timers, in my opinion, like Hayao Miyazaki and Martin Scorsese, the master of the visual spectacle, like we saw again in Oppenheimer with Christopher Nolan, the coolest director working in film today with Michael Mann, and many other great working directors like David Fincher, Yorgos Lanthimos, Greta Gerwig, and Wes Anderson. But unfortunately, only one can win the coveted ReelTok Best Director of 2023 award. Here are your nominees for Best Director.
Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer. Takashi Yamazaki, Godzilla -1. Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon. Yorgos Lanthimos, Poor Things. Michael Mann, Ferrari. Wes Anderson, Asteroid City.
And the winner for the Best Director of 2023 is Christopher Nolan with Oppenheimer.
Yes.
once
Oppie
again.
sweet.
Oppenheimer was actually sweet. I
Oppie
mean,
sweet.
I don't mind it at all. I don't mind it.
Deserved win.
Tough to see another Ferrari sneak in there.
What's wrong with Ferrari, man?
You made a
Ferrari was
Ferrari
great.
Asteroid City. Ferrari was great.
Also,
was
technically,
great.
Oppenheimer can't sweep as it's already lost 2 awards today, but I appreciate the sentiment. Production design and
Well,
costume.
it's-
Oppie sweep going forward.
One thing is, like, 2023 may not be the best year in movies of all time, but I think this is gonna be one we're gonna look back at in 20, 30 years, and it might be the best collection of directors we've had all released in one year. When you think Scorsese, Nolan, Mann,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
trying to think
Anderson.
Wes Anderson,
Miyazaki,
just all these legendary
Ridley
directors
Scott.
came back.
Yeah, Makoto
Ridley
Shinkai.
Scott.
Makoto Shinkai.
I think it's going to be a year where we had just so many of like the current legends and the legends of the future all releasing movies. So just a crazy year for directing.
Yeah, definitely.
Much deserving nominees.
Best international film. Film is worldwide. Film touches the hearts of men, women, and children at every corner of the globe. We are inspired by Japanese filmmaking, blown away by Australian ambition, and left to contemplate life, love, and friendship by our friends over in France. But it doesn't end there. The beauty of filmmaking runs wide, and the mesmerizing and diverse range of projects coming out of every country is endless. I am here now to present the award for Best International Film. Here are the 5 nominees.
George, that may have been your most moving one yet.
Thank you.
今度は今度
Perfect Days.
今は今
今は今
Godzilla -1.
Godzilla -1
The Boy and the Heron.
お待ちしておりましたぞ。
いってらっしゃい。
Suzume.
いっ
You complain about the life that you
Anatomy
chose.
of a
You're
Fall.
not a victim. Not at all.
Be fair. I'm a man who's been cheated on. I can't stand anymore. I'm fighting.
That is a strong list of nominees, but the winner of Best International Film goes to Godzilla -1.
Yeah. Shit.
Come on,
Yeah.
what a win!
Nice.
That
What a
was
win.
that
Great picks.
that may have been my favorite category. Truly,
Hell
that was fantastic.
I'll
I'm
accept on their behalf.
so happy. Perfect Days got nominated. Tyler, I know that's like your number 2 of the year. I saw that. Sorry, I saw a movie at the film festival. Every time, Tyler, I know you watched it. Every time like another song came up, like from the soundtrack, I swear I shed a tear.
Dude, I just forgot about that until you just said that. Best soundtrack of the year by far.
Yeah,
Best soundtrack of the
easily.
year. Incredible. International film, great category. Obviously, there's a lot of nominees. You might be watching and be like, how did that not get in here? That's the one problem with international film. Well, A, one, film's subjective, but B, there's so many movies that like maybe is only released where George is, or like it's not even in London yet. And like losers like me in Arizona and Cam in Indiana won't get to see these movies until they come out on streaming because we're not in a cool enough city to get them. But like the zone of interest is like impossible to see. I know that's going to be one that is going to get a lot of Oscar buzz, but I mean, hey, we can only
Send us
nominate
your
the movies we
movies.
see. Yeah,
End of
A24, send us your movies this way. Perfect Days literally only got nominated because Neon sent me a screener because George was the only one who saw it. And my vote was able to push it in the top 5. So A24, take some notes. Send us some Blu-rays. Come on. Now for Best Original Screenplay. People who only watch 3 movies a year might tell you there are no original movies coming out anymore and that we are being served up nothing but franchise and sequel slop that Cam is a fan of. And we all are to an extent, but we love original films as well. And these incredible writers beg to differ that nothing original is coming out anymore. The nominees.
Stray.
That was a crazy stray.
I'm more just thinking, whenever I say the word slop, I was thinking of Cam because I always picture him going the nom 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 nom.
That's what slop is, man.
Yeah.
Give me more slop.
The nominees for Best Original Screenplay are Wes Anderson, Asteroid City. Sammy Birch, May December. Celine Song, Past Lives. Arthur Harari, Anatomy of a Fall. David Hemmingson, The Holdovers. So many great nominees in there. Some of those are just easily my favorite films of the year. But there can only be one winner. And the ReelTok Award for Best Original Screenplay goes to Celine Song for Past Lives. Written and directed.
Wow.
Deserved.
Don't
win.
mind it.
Deserved. I'm happy this goes home with an award. Wow.
Past
Wow.
Lives for me
Fantastic.
last year is one of those that like every single category it could be top 5 or top 10, but it was never my number 1. So I'm glad it got a win. You know, I'm glad it had something.
That was I could have seen that award going all 5 directions, honestly, and I would not have been upset, but happy.
Strong year. It's like every category it's the same. It's like they're so strong, all of them.
Very strong year, very strong nominees. Of course, written based on her own personal experiences. And I believe, I can't remember exactly what the news was, but her husband, who like in the movie shows, is also a writer. He has like a screenplay or a book or something coming out that's like his side of things. So excited to see John Magaro's side of the story here, what things are like.
Interesting.
Because I know that's a movie for me that, you know, you try and emotionally empathize with, but you think about yourself in those shoes. I'm like, man, I just could never, to be honest. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
Talking about strong categories of the year, the Best Adapted Screenplay category is one of the strongest that I think I've seen in recent years, so much so that there's always going to be glaring omissions from our nominees. Here are the 5 nominees for the Best Adapted Screenplay of 2023.
Eric Roth, Killers of the Flower Moon. Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer. Andrew Kevin Walker, The Killer. Tony McNamara, Poor Things. And Sofia Coppola, Priscilla.
I say, I am quite surprised that Priscilla made it, to be honest. Like,
Gonna
just
say the
because it's
same
not as
thing.
seen. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Although I did like it. But the winner for Best Adapted Screenplay of 2023 is, as expected, Oppenheimer. Wow, you spoiled it there. You
Oppie sweep.
Oppenheimer.
Oppie sweep.
He didn't spoil. He didn't know who won, but
What do you
to be
mean?
fair.
No, it's because I didn't say it yet and it came on. So.
Slide went a second too early, but yeah,
That's all right.
Priscilla was ranked highly on my list, but yeah, it got last place out of these 5. But I think there's incredible adapted nominees this year, and tons that were obviously snubbed as well. It was a strong year.
Definitely.
Killers of the Flower Moon was a really close second. Eric Roth. So those two were some of the best adaptations of the year, and I don't think many people would disagree with that, whether you love Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon or dislike them. But as we enter into 2024, we have refreshed our Patreon page to change some tiers and perks around. So go down in the description and join us on Patreon today. We offer a range of perks, including access to our ReelTok Discord that is full of incredible individuals that I promise you are talking 24/7, 365 across dozens of channels on different topics, film and non-film related. We also host movie watch-alongs, film raffles, and so much more over on our Discord. By far, like by a million miles, the favorite perk of all of our current patrons. We also give early access to all ReelTok content. And starting in February, our real quick movie reviews that are uploaded every Friday are going to be 100% Patreon exclusive. We also do monthly giveaways of Criterions and 4Ks and other fun things. We ask patrons questions for our Q&A episodes and get suggestions straight from Patreon for our real quick drafts and reviews. And lastly, you can also be an executive producer of the ReelTok Podcast, meaning your name will now be read both at the very beginning and the very end of each ReelTok episode. The link is in our description and to support our Patreon. And certainly we would not be able to make this award show happen, hire Mateo on, and do this every single week without the support of our patrons. So please go check that out and check out if there's a tier that fits your fancy.
You're all the real MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Moving to Best Supporting Actor, we had some amazing performances in 2023. You know, some made people laugh, some made people cry. And if you're Dakota Johnson, marketing for Madam Web, you made people horny. It's amazing what actors can do. For the ReelTok nominees for Best Supporting Actor are
You have not been
Charles
sympathetic.
Melton,
Why
May,
can't
December.
we talk about it? If we're really as in love as we say we are, if we have that, where shouldn't I be able to talk about this with you?
His credibility. I gave him exactly
Robert Downey
what
Jr.
he wanted.
Oppenheimer.
To be remembered for Trinity. Not Hiroshima. Not Nagasaki. It was all part of his plan. He should be thanking me.
Don't question it. Just
Ryan
roll with
Gosling,
it, tiny baby.
Barbie.
Don't call me baby.
What about mini baby? Like this mini fridge?
No, Ken, this is my dream house. It is my dream house. It's mine.
No, this is no longer Barbie's dream house. This shall henceforth be known as Ken's Mojo Dojo Casa House.
You don't have to say dojo and house and casa.
But you do.
No wonder you're afraid of women.
Dominic
I am
Sessa,
not
The Holdovers.
afraid of women. Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. Dr. Gertler says I don't always give consideration to my audience. Oh. And who is Dr. Gertler? My shrink.
You, like me, are a creature
Mark
of freedom in the
Ruffalo,
moment.
Poor Things.
What you keep doing that for?
A man over there repeated blinks at me. I blinked back. For polite, I think.
And the winner for Best Supporting Actor at the 2023 ReelTok Awards is Robert Downey Jr. Come on,
Be
everybody.
sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shout out
baby.
to MCU. Yeah. Iron
You
Man.
fucking dick.
My shrine. My shrine. Yeah.
Oh, what a
Charles
man.
Melton was very close second place. There was one particular host, I'm not going to name names, who dragged his average weight down. And,
That was
and the
me,
win.
guys. That was me. That was me.
And Robert Downey Jr. gets the win. Dominic
Where's
Sessa,
my boy Ruffalo? Where's
he
Mark?
got fourth. Dominic Sessa got fifth. Shout out him. I thought he did it brilliant this year.
he did great.
And yeah, I'm happy to see he get nominated because people thought he might be a surprise nomination in some places, but he didn't end up getting any. But definitely a bright future for him. But Robert Downey
If that
Jr.
was in the UK, he might have been even higher, but none of us
Agreed.
have seen it yet. That's the issue.
Agreed.
So
Shout out Robert.
Yeah.
I love you, Robert.
shout out Robert. He was great. He was great.
Shout out Bob. The thing is, like, the thing is brutal about awards. It's not even just for ReelTok Awards, but for Oscars. Is like when movies come out earlier. Like we saw Everything Everywhere All at Once last season. It's kind of hard to remember stuff from early in the year. And same thing with Oppenheimer. Like where when I think back, I was like, when I was doing my voting, I was like Robert Downey Jr. I'm like, he's not my favorite supporting performance. And like I watched clips on Twitter. I was like, yeah, shit, he was really good. So Robert Downey Jr.
Have you rewatched
deserved
it?
winner.
Have you rewatched it since, Tyler?
I mean, I saw it twice in theaters about a month apart in 70mm IMAX, but I haven't watched it since. So I need to give it a rewatch. I don't have the.
I watched it recently.
Comes on Peacock.
In
3 days.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
3 days. I thought it was like February.
Wait, is it? It might be February 16th.
Yeah,
I
I
think
believe
it
it's
is. Okay,
February.
okay, my fault. Good call.
Now for Best Supporting Actress. While not necessarily the star of the show or the top billing of the cast, a supporting performance can really make or break a film. From Julianne Moore's twisted, deceiving performance in May December, to Penelope Cruz's fiery display in Ferrari, and to Emily Blunt bringing in those sheets of Oppenheimer, these supporting actresses damn near stole the show at every turn and every time they were on the screen. The nominees for Best Supporting Actress are
Who gives a shit?
Penelope
you were supposed
Cruz,
to save him.
Ferrari,
You blame me for his death?
Yes. Yes, because you promised me he wouldn't die.
Everything. I did everything. Table showing what calories he could eat. What went in, what came out.
I blame you. Because you let him die.
The father deluded himself.
I can't
Rachel
believe you're doing
McAdams.
this.
All right, everyone.
Are you there,
This
God?
discussion is
It's
over.
me,
We're her
Margaret.
parents, and this discussion is over.
Yeah, you're right. It's over because she's already Jewish.
Sylvia?
Well, in our eyes, she's Christian.
No. Margaret is nothing. Margaret is not Jewish or Christian. She is no religion until she decides.
You don't tell a boy
Divine Joy
that's
Randolph,
been left behind
The
at
Holdovers.
Christmas that you're aching to cut him loose, that nobody wants him. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Sister is sick or something.
Julianne
It
Moore,
doesn't matter.
May December.
I wasted hours that I could have used.
Could have known, Gracie.
I hate things like that. And now I have this cake that's gonna go right in the garbage.
Emily Blunt, Oppenheimer,
Did you think that if you let them tar and feather you, the world would forgive you? It won't.
great nominees, a diverse range of performances. We got like a coming of age comedy and Are You There, God It's Me, Margaret. It's obviously Oppenheimer, Penelope Cruz, and the biopic of Enzo Ferrari. But there can only be one winner, and the ReelTok Award for Best Supporting Actress goes to Divine Joy Randolph in The Holdovers.
I
And
thought, Tyler, I thought
Emily
you and
Blunt
I
might
could pull off some magic for Rachel McAdams, but much deserved award.
I will say that of all the awards, this is the closest category of all the voting.
Doesn't
Rachel
surprise me.
McAdams was in number 2.
Wow.
But all the nominees, to be honest, Julianne Moore was the clear last place, but even after Rachel McAdams, like Emily Blunt was right behind her, Penelope Cruz was right behind her. So like if a few votes went a different way, any of those four could have won this award. This is easily the closest award category of all of them so far.
She was great.
Best supporting actress, Divine Joy Randolph.
Deserved.
We've been spoiled this year by lead actress performances from Lily Gladstone's devastating role in Killers of the Flower Moon, Carrie Mulligan in Maestro, and Kaylee Spaney's innocent role as Priscilla, and even Emma Stone's, I would argue, career best role in Poor Things. This year has been fantastic for female actresses in film. Here are the nominees for Best Actress in 2023.
These two are fighting and ideas
Emma
are
Stone,
banging around in
Poor
Bella's
Things.
head and heart like lights in a storm.
Oh. You're always reading now, Bella. You're losing some of your adorable way of speaking.
I'm a changeable feast, as are all of we. Apparently, according to Emerson, disagreed with by Harry.
Come, just come.
You were in my son.
What?
Greta Lee, Past Lives.
Believe what?
That you and I knew each other in another life.
Because we're sitting here
at the same table in the same city at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wouldn't that make this Indian?
Sometimes a couple
Sandra Huller, Anatomy of a
is
Fall.
kind of a chaos, and everybody is lost, no? And sometimes we fight together, and sometimes we fight alone, and sometimes we fight against each other. That happens, and I think it's possible that Samuel needed to see things the way you described them, but if I'd been seeing a therapist, he could stand here too and say very ugly things about Samuel, but would those things be true?
To think I could survive
Carrie
on what he
Mulligan,
could give.
Maestro.
It's just so ironic. I would look at everyone, even my own children, with such pity because of their longing for his attention. It was sort of a banner I wore so proudly. I don't need. And look at me now.
Say, woman, I don't want to hear another word.
Was there something
Kaylee
you're hiding?
Spain.
I don't have a goddamn
Priscilla.
thing to hide. You're just being too goddamn aggressive and demanding. You know, I think you should go see your parents for a little while.
What? I'm not going.
I think you should. Matter of fact, I'll help you. Start packing. Joe! Joe, get Stella on the next flight out of here. She's gonna go see her parents for a little while. Get her ticket out of here. Hurry up!
Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon.
And the winner for Best Actress at the 2023 ReelTok Awards is an actress who I said before, I think truly reached new heights in her career with this performance, and that is Emma Stone's role in
Wow. Go.
I'm surprised by that, but it's my number 2 of the year. I loved that.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
my
she was
number
just
2 as well.
amazing. So
That's my number 1.
I don't
of the
mind it
year.
at all.
Lily
Just
Gladstone.
looking at those
No.
clips, though, I mean, these nominees, clap it up for these nominees. Like
these
those,
are crazy.
All of them are so
phenomenal.
amazing. All so amazing. Well, apart from one that I haven't seen. But, is what it is.
Right, but you can be sure from the clip she was amazing. But this is a very close award as well, and not only so Lily Gladstone obviously was in second place. I don't think anyone would be surprised by that. That it was her and Emma Stone, and it's difficult because like obviously I'm really pulling for Lily Gladstone because it is such a monumental performance. But then like Emma Stone turns in this performance, it's just disappointing that an award can only go to one. But I will say Greta Lee in third place wasn't like a distant third. Like she was getting tons of votes,
Really?
a ton of love from the public. So shout out to her.
I think Seth was your number 1, Carrie Mulligan.
No, she actually dropped down to third.
Oh, wow,
My
then. Okay.
1 was Lily Gladstone, and my 2
okay.
was Emma Stone. So
Wow.
I
I thought
think
we
that
were
was-
pulling for Carrie, but that's fine. That's fine.
No, she was definitely one of my favorites of the year. 100%.
Yeah, and I just want to say Seth saw Poor Things yesterday as of recording this, so just goes to show you the impact. Poor Things is the second award it's won. It also won costume design. So this is the impact. Make us see your movies. Like think The Holdovers. You know, it had some categories, didn't end up winning. If we would have been able to all see it, things could have been different.
I
So
gave
movie studios
Poor
take
Things
notes.
Best cinematography as well. Best
Yeah,
cinematography. I gave
look
it
at
number
the
1,
bump.
just straight after seeing it.
This is the
Straight
bump.
after
This
seeing
is the bump that comes from letting us see your movies. So let us see movies. And now for Best Actor. For the penultimate award of the second annual ReelTok Awards, we will be giving out the prize for Best Actor, whether it be Zac Efron's career best performance in The Iron Claw or Bradley Cooper's passion project in Maestro, Adam Driver's powerful performance as Enzo Ferrari, or Cillian Murphy taking on the monumental task of portraying J. Robert Oppenheimer, or lastly, Paul Giamatti's time holding over Barton Academy, or the latest Leonardo DiCaprio collaboration with Martin Scorsese. It's safe to say that the Best Actor nominees this year are all award-worthy in their own rights, but once again, there can only be one winner. The nominees for Best Actor at the 2024 ReelTok Awards are...
What goes on in your mind?
Adam
You
Driver,
got sick,
Ferrari.
dystrophy, kidneys. It destroyed him. It destroyed us.
What do you care? Huh? You have another son, you have another wife.
She's not my wife, but he is my son.
I find the world
Paul Giamatti,
a bitter
The
and
Holdovers.
complicated place, and it seems to feel the same way about me. I think you and I have this in common. But don't get me wrong, you have your challenges. You're erratic and belligerent and a gigantic pain in the balls, but you are not your father. You're your own man.
Bradley Cooper, Maestro.
If summer doesn't sing in you, then nothing sings in you. And if nothing sings in you, then you can't make music. Something she told me.
Hello, I'm Lenny.
Hello, Felicia.
What do you want in life, Kevin?
Zac Efron,
More ribs?
The Iron Claw.
I want to be with my family. You know, be with my brothers.
What do you like to do with your brothers?
Leonardo DiCaprio, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Well, I'm a different kind of horse. What was that?
That's how you are.
I don't know what you said, but it must have been Indian for handsome devil.
When I came to
Cillian Murphy,
those calculations,
Oppenheimer.
we thought we might start a chain reaction that would destroy the entire world.
I remember it well. What of it?
I believe we did.
Again, just a stacked category of actors, just incredible nominees across the board. But the ReelTok Award winner goes to Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. This was the closest to a sweep it can possibly be. Cam actually being the only one out of social media patrons and other hosts that didn't give him the one spot.
Who'd you give the one?
Zac
Efron.
Oh, yeah, right. Wow.
Not enough saw the Iron Claw.
It was enough to give Zac number 2. Zac Efron was actually second place in the social media voting, which is
Hell yeah.
surprised me.
That's surprising.
Because
Yeah,
again, I
it's
don't
not
think
even
enough
out
people
here.
saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Bradley Cooper did get last place. You're listening to this on Monday, January 15th. The Eagles will have played either 2 days ago or yesterday. So if they won, then he's still alive for either winning, the ReelTok. He said he either wants to win a ReelTok award or the Eagles to win the Super Bowl, but he would prefer the Eagles winning a Super Bowl than winning a ReelTok award. So latter didn't come true.
1 in 5 since that comment, right?
Yeah, 1 in 5. Yeah, the Eagles are downhill, but they're playing the playoffs this weekend. We'll see if they won. But again, if you listen to this on Monday and they lost, then tough weekend for Bradley Cooper. But great nominees all around. Even just watching that clip back, I was like, I didn't love Maestro, but I can't deny his performance was quite good.
He was really great. Don't get me wrong.
Great.
And on to the final award of the night.
This is big. The time has come to celebrate the best of the best. The most prestigious film award honoring the film that showcases a brilliant range of storytelling, performances, direction, and artistic achievements. A monumental moment in which we celebrate the height of cinematic excellence. Each nominee as worthy of this award as the next. Each nominee bringing their own unique and compelling contributions to the world of filmmaking. We have been captivated, dazzled, inspired, and blown away by these 10 grand films. Here are the nominees for the 2023 award for Best Picture.
A nude scene, you want to see it?
Asteroid City.
Huh? Did I say yes?
You didn't say anything.
I meant yes. My mouth didn't speak.
Expecting America
Killers
to
of
make
the
all
Flower
this go
Moon.
away. You know they don't happen anymore.
So you're the funny little man who's been following me.
I will have you know that I am a perfectly respectable size for an Oompa Loompa.
An Oompa what now?
Allow me to refresh your memory.
Oh, I don't think I want to hear that.
Too late. I've started dancing now. Once we've started, we can't stop.
This is your
The
Rubicon.
Holdovers.
Do not cross the Rubicon.
The Holdovers.
Past Lives.
Want you to stay.
Oppenheimer.
are
May, December.
crazy.
Godzilla -1.
Godzilla -1.
The only thing
The
that
Iron
matters
Claw.
to me.
will forever be the greatest family in the history of wrestling.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Wow. What a year. What a year. And the winner of the second annual ReelTok Award for Best Picture goes to Oppenheimer.
Deserved.
The Oppie sweep is complete.
It was simply too obvious. It's so it's deserved. It's deserved. Good win.
Well, can you any guesses on what ended up last place out of those 10 clips you just saw?
Maybe
I think May December, or I think May December,
or Wonka maybe. No, not Wonka.
Oh yeah, people didn't like Wonka though. Some people
Wonka
didn't
was
like
great.
Me and Cam, we're there.
Love Wonka.
May December was 10th,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Wonka was in 9th.
You
were all right.
You have the. Do you have the list?
Can Killers
Do
of
you
the
have
Flower
ranking?
Moon at least be in the?
What was
top,
2?
Was Killers of the Flower Moon in the top 3?
2 was Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse. So
Yeah.
it was a big gap. And then Godzilla -1 and Killers of the Flower Moon was right behind them.
Wow,
that's surprising.
And then a decent gap. Those top 4 were kind of the top 4, and then we got the Holdovers and the Iron Claw and Past Lives all neck and neck. A big gap, Asteroid City. And then another little gap, Wonka in May, December.
Not enough people
Wonka
saw it. Came out
snog.
too late.
We did have
A24.
Wow.
Send us your movies.
Sorry
Wow.
for poor things in the no, but people are going to be annoyed about that, aren't they? It's definitely
Not nominated.
Well, the thing is that's why I feel like it kind of worked perfectly for you because you appreciated so much of it technically, but like you still gave it a 4. Like it wasn't your like absolute
It would
favorite of the
be-
year.
Yeah, I actually did check. It would be like 7th or 8th for me anyway. So it
Right.
wouldn't have
See,
even
so I
been
think it
in
worked
the
out
top 5.
perfectly that it didn't end up getting like a
Yeah,
nomination.
definitely.
I think it got awarded for what it was meant to and nominated for what it's
Yeah,
meant to.
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, those
show.
nominations
Great
are
show.
crazy. I'm glad the May December clip is so short because watching that clip just gives me the skeevies every time. Natalie Portman, how freaking good she was at being so twisted.
So
But
Julianne
Oppenheimer,
Moore.
the Best
Good work.
Picture winner.
Good win. Oppenheimer, your ReelTok Award.
That just about concludes the second annual ReelTok Awards. It was a dominant showing by Oppenheimer, winning 8 of the 10 awards it was nominated for. Poor Things, Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse, and Barbie all took home 2 ReelTok Awards. In Past Lives, The Holdovers, Godzilla -1, Talk to Me, John Wick Chapter 4, and of course, don't forget it, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania round out your winners from this year.
Shout out Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania ReelTok Award winner.
For making it on that graphic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, 8 awards.
If we just post this graphic without any context and people see Ant-Man on there,
Hell yeah.
be lit.
Hell yeah. I think we will.
We should
probably.
do that. We should do that. Yeah.
But we want to, of course, thank our executive producers of this ReelTok Award show and remind you that you too can become an executive producer and join our Patreon down below. Shout out to Adam Hudgens, Alexander Biscardi, Connor Connaughton, Dakota Buckner, Dean Conomatidis, Dylan Ship, Ferdinando Four, James Magos, Jimmy O'Connor, Jordan Gagg, Josh Hines, Casper Lundberg, Mohammed Mohsen, Reese David, Rocco 1.0, Robert Leo Gislason, Sean Morales, Stefan Johnson, and Will Kim. And next up on the ReelTok Podcast, Thursday we'll be uploading our real quick draft of our favorite international films of the 21st century. And on Friday, we will be reviewing The Perks of Being a Wallflower. So make sure you're subscribed if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you're following us on audio platforms as well. And a reminder, the Friday review for The Perks of Being a Wallflower, once February hits, all these Friday real quick reviews, which we will still be doing every week, will become 100% Patreon exclusive.
Real quick, just need to say this. Like this went so swimmingly. Like there's going to be a lot of stuff to edit, and if you watch this on YouTube, you kind of got the full experience with this. Very big shout out. Thank you, Tyler, for putting this like slideshow together, working with Mateo to get those clips made. Shout out Mateo for the clips. But Tyler, really appreciate all of the work you did. George, Seth, and I just kind of showed up, and it was all absolutely as smooth as can be. So very thankful for you, Tyler, putting in all that work yesterday and this past week. Just want to say thank you. And if you're on social media and you like this award show and you watch it on YouTube, give Tyler some flowers. He deserves it as well as Mateo. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Honestly, in terms of editing, like post wise for this, there's going to be very minimal. Like we have like
It went
one
smooth.
cut. I think we have to make one little clip. Like this could have been a live production, which is good to know for next year because this is kind of a test run. I had a lot of pieces. I was sharing all these different files, clicking a ton of things, but it was good to kind of run through it. So next year we could make this a live show. People are interested. But second annual ReelTok Awards, ladies and gentlemen, ReelTok episode 70 coming to a close. Anyone else got anything to say?
Good show.
Shout out
I enjoyed
Spikers.
it.
Shout out the Iron Claw.
Shout out Killers of the Flower Moon because they didn't win. Shout out that.
Shout out Ant-Man the Wasp
One.
Mania.
Shout out
Hell yeah.
Exit Believer. Snow.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Shout out. No, I mean, one big shout out before we end. Shout out Stephen Anthony Lawrence for that introduction to the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Beans. Shout out
By the way,
Beans.
we
All
didn't
time.
know that Tyler actually
No,
managed.
that's
We
hilarious.
spoke about
We
it.
spoke about it, but yeah.
I brought up the
didn't
idea
know
of
that
getting
he
a
did it.
cameo, and then I just went
It was my
radio
idea,
silent.
Beans.
Yeah, Seth's
I
idea
said
was to do beans.
beans.
We had a choice of a couple different people. Seth decided
Beans is-
beans, and
that's
I went
hilarious.
radio silent for the past week. I did.
That's
I didn't
hilarious.
think
Yeah, Beans reached out. Like he had like a 12-hour turnaround time. Just an incredible performance.
Hell
Donald
yeah,
Anthony
Beans.
Lawrence.
Shout out
Thank you, sir.
Beans, man.
Shout out to him.
Beans.
Thank you to all our patrons. We hope you enjoyed this ReelTok Award show, and we will see you on Thursday with our draft of our favorite international films of the 21st century. Peace.